episode 156 of Anime and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Shawn.
And this is the review show that reviews anime from A to Z. Sort of.
Alright guys, so the week before last, we picked Elfen Lion. Wasn't a whole lot in E, if I don't remember.
No, it was between this and Erased. You were one of the
Yeah,
two.
yeah. So it was really just the two. Kind of wish I picked Erased, if I'm being honest. But we'll get into that in a moment. Elfen Lion is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Lin Okamoto. Originally serialized in Shueisha's weekly Young Jump magazine from 2002 to 2005. 107 chapters.
I hope Young Jump is just a name, because this should not be...
I'm thinking it's a name. Yeah, I don't think it's...
Okay.
Particularly targeted towards children. Let's click on it.
Yep.
Weekly Young Jump. Japanese Center magazine. Oh, so this one is... I don't know why it's called Young Jump. It doesn't make sense. But Young Jump typically features heavy violence and a fair amount of sexual content. So
Okay.
it's like buying a Playboy. You know what you're getting.
Gotcha.
That kind of makes sense.
Gotcha.
It also became a 13-episode anime television series adaptation, produced by Studio Arms and broadcast on ATX in 2004. Okay, sorry. Sometimes I skip ahead like a sentence, and then I'm like, what the f*** did I just read? Apparently, the anime finished airing before the manga, which resulted in two different plots in the ending. So the manga has its own technically more canon, right? Because that's what the creator made. But maybe, I'm not reading into it, maybe the creator also okayed a different ending for the anime. That seems to happen sometimes.
I read that this wasn't even the end. I heard this was just manga bait, and it was...
I would hope so, because 107 chapters, I've read 107 chapters. That's a lot of anime.
Yeah. This is definitely just a one season, a part of the story with a lot of loose ends not tied up.
A lot of loose ends that I don't give a fuck about.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. I hated this anime. I think this might be the worst anime I've ever watched.
Not the worst, but it sucks, and I kinda hate it too.
I'm glad we're on the same page with this one, because my god, it's...
At first it's like, ooh, titties. Gore. Oh, it's not so bad. And then it's like more tits, more gore, children tits, kinda gross, more gore, more children gore, and then half the show is... the other half of there's two halves, alright? There's a lot of gore throughout the whole thing. A lot of tits throughout the whole thing, and a lot of children tits throughout the whole thing, which is f***ed up. I don't like it. But there's two different shows happening. One, where...
The organization...
We have to go into the premise first, before I explain it.
Right.
It won't make sense.
So let me just say, I agree with you. You left out child molestation, by the way, in that little thing, because this show...
I might have missed the child molestation. Oh, no, I remember.
Yeah, no. So, this show, in the nicest term, is just mean. It's the best way I can do it. Everything, it's just...
I feel like there's a reason for any of it.
No, it's just mean-spirited for no reason. It felt like a 15-year-old kid, a disturbed 15-year-old kid, that grew up to be a serial killer, wrote this.
Yeah. Because
it's just gross in a lot of ways. And
there isn't really a story that makes sense.
And that's my next thing.
There's no real arc.
It crosses too many lines to not be able to get away with its not deep, not complex, mediocre story. Mm. And this is just dark for darkness' sake. Every character in this is just mean or gross.
Except for the main two characters.
But even the main two characters are in a semi-incestuous relationship because they're cousins. So, it's like... And
that's a little more innocent because they're kids. Maybe they don't know, whatever. And technically speaking, first cousins are, not that I'm defending this. I just happened to read this like a day ago, randomly. Technically, first cousins are far enough on the DNA spectrum that you can have kids and it's not a problem. But it's still gross.
I actually, ironically, read something like that too recently, and it had a complete different thing. It was second or third cousins that I read.
Whatever.
I don't know why we both got that article, but...
I don't know. Anyway.
It's like every person in the show is mean except for the two main characters, and they're not even great in themselves. They're helping people, but he snaps on the girls every so often for no reason sometimes.
Childhood trauma.
Yeah. And excused by childhood trauma that he suppresses, and then he's like... I don't get how he can accept the person who murdered his family.
Because she's got titties and he's seen them. I mean, that's kind of it. What else reason is there?
I don't know.
He's lived in the house with her for a week?
But
who gives a f***?
But like the most the show wouldn't be bad if it was just over the top gore, because whatever.
I don't mind gore. But I don't mind nudity.
But like when someone's head's exploding at every other episode, and then for some reason when it comes to the main characters, no one can die. It's only
or even be injured. Seriously.
They just get punched a few times. Like some of the main characters lose their arms and their legs, but they're just replaced by their
supporting characters.
Yeah, they're just replaced by robot arms. So
they use their invisible arms to move.
Yeah.
Anyway, premise: there are these beings in the world called
Diclonius.
Whatever. They're essentially girls with pink hair that have weird cat ear shaped horns.
Yeah.
And they have 6 arms.
It varies.
They have a certain amount of invisible arms that come out of their back that also vary in their length. And then they can cut people up with them. Because apparently hands cut people.
Yeah, I don't
Doesn't make any sense.
No, and apparently there's some kind of mutation, and their main goal in life is to destroy humanity. That which justifies imprisoning the children.
You don't really see that. You see the scientists saying that. Yeah, you do see them go crazy sometimes, but it's like,
well, they show
they're being tortured.
Yeah, I know. They show it with Lucy's character when her flashbacks, like. She's been anytime she kind of doesn't get her way, she kind of goes in nuts and explores.
Sure, but
they show her inside her mind.
But why not like raise them and train them and like?
I'm not disagreeing.
Why just torture them?
No, literally torture her. And I'm like, there's one
like a Gene. It reminded me a lot of a Gene. Grabbing them, torturing them. Except a Gene felt like there was an objective with the scientists. This feels like we're just going to torture you.
Yeah, you're too dangerous. We're just going to keep you in a lab and study you until you can't take it anymore. Like, the one torture scene, they're shooting metal balls at this girl.
Which is something that actually, well, I guess it all bothers me, but this bothers me on a technical standpoint, because story-wise, when they get damaged, like the second girl gets her arms and legs cut off, she doesn't heal. She's about to die. They have to, like, medical intervention. Mm-hmm. But apparently when they're constantly being tortured, there's blood everywhere, and these giant metal balls are being shot at them like a rubber bullet, and you don't see the wound, but then blood splats everywhere. She's healing.
I thought they killed her. There.
No, she didn't die then. So they're healing.
I could have sworn that killed her. Literally, because
she was still alive.
Okay. I mean,
they killed some of them, but she was still alive.
Because I could have sworn she got so tired of deflecting the balls that it smashed her face and it killed her.
That might have been another one. The one I'm talking of, she got hit in the hip with it.
Oh no, I'm talking about there's just a little random conversation they have because they have all the girls chained up and he's naked in the rooms. They're like 6, some of them. Some of them are maybe even younger. It's gross, and they're just constantly shooting giant iron balls at this girl's face to see how long she can deflect it. And she finally
they're increasing the power.
And she finally gets so tired and does it, and it just crushes her. And they don't give a crap.
It's just so odd. It doesn't make any sense. But like that, with just the technical standpoint of sometimes they can heal and sometimes they can't. Like it doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't, not at all. Like the rules don't make any sense. And even like the regular characters in it are just mean.
Not only are they just mean, but some of them are extremely poorly written. Remember the one that was held captive and not tested on? Mm-hmm. At least I don't think so, because she's been in like the cage for like X amount of years. And then she's only heard the voice of the one girl. Mm-hmm. And she calls me Mama. And she's going to know who I am when she sees me because we have a connection. And the girl's so you're a doctor. But why are you poorly written like this?
Yeah, I mean, some of them are written stupid, but like, there's the homeless girl storyline that's a messed up story in its own right. Has nothing to do with any of the other storylines or plots. She's just there to add another person to the thing. And the people on the street are just mean to her just because, she looks a little dirty and stuff like that.
So weird.
It's just, like, there's no sympathy towards anybody in this. And her storyline really was disgusting. Like,
her new stepdad was molesting her.
Yeah,
and her mom was like, shut up. He's doing it because of you. I think she was insinuating he won't touch me because he's touching you.
That's exactly was.
And then she ran away.
And so she was like, I can't stay here because I'm being raped by this guy and my mom won't do anything. And her mom actually slapped her for it.
Now, that is a fairly common thing when it comes to male rapists marrying the woman that needs help and she has a daughter and then the mom takes his side. That does happen. But, like, that's its own whole storyline for its own whole anime.
Right. It's not
just thrown in there for the sake of throwing it in there.
It's not a side plot in an anime just to make it even darker and stuff like that. And the worst part is, they actually, like, show her naked and getting into position.
Oh my god.
Like, and the dad, stepdad.
And she's like 6.
Yeah, and the stepdad's getting up to do it. And luckily they don't show that. But my god, it's gross. It's like, the show is...
You know what's even weirder? There's a huge... of course. But there's a huge online following where people love it.
Yeah, I know. I've actually heard about this anime before, and
so have I, but I never knew any of this. I just remember seeing the first episode where there's tits and gore.
Yeah, and I remember people like praising like this is greatest anime ever, like adult anime ever, and I'm like, no, there's something wrong with people who like this shit.
Yeah, it's really weird. All right, we'll get back to the premise real quick. The Diclonius exists. The government, once they find him, they capture him, they torture him. Lucy, I think her name, the main one, somehow gets out, kills a bunch of them. Goes to like jump off the cliff. Apparently, the thing's on a cliff, the laboratory, and she gets shot in the head. So she's got like this weird multi-personality thing where she's an invalid.
Yeah, she's say it. Say
what Neo because she can only say Neo.
What is she, Shawn? Say it.
I don't what.
Say what she becomes. When you first said it, when we watched this episode, what has she become?
I don't know. I don't remember.
The R word.
Oh.
Come on. Come on.
You know how, I've said it before once or twice, how, like, I'll be like, oh, this main character's, I'm just gonna imagine them being retarded and it makes more sense. Well, she becomes that. She becomes retarded.
Like, and I was like, come on, and no, she's just mentally...
And yeah, she becomes mentally handicapped, but then it's like a switch sometimes, it turns off and she goes back to being Lucy.
Yeah, depending on when she hits her head. It's garbage.
She washes up on a beach, the main character finds her and his cousin, they're staying in a place, whatever, doesn't matter. And then they take Lucy in. So the show is essentially this is for the premise, 2 stories. The first story is them living together and coming into weird hijinks. Yeah, and defending themselves from military trying to capture and kill Lucy.
So this is like...
And then the second part is worse somehow. It's backstory for like the scientists' motivations for what they're doing.
And justifications. Like
it's so f***ing dumb and boring. It's not well written. None of it.
Yeah. No. But like the first, the all play in house and stuff is almost like a slice of life kind of thing, and it does
like,
not.
Oh no, I tripped and your face is in my vagina.
And it's a bunch of ichy nonsense a lot of the time that does not fit in a story like this. That is, well, it shouldn't be in a story like this. It should be like these people are nice, and you're there to help other people overcome the drama. But then they force in the fact that he knew her when she was a child, and
oh my god,
and so of course he just happens to come across her again.
He doesn't remember until the very end.
Yeah, because he was traumatized because she killed his dad and his sister, but he remembers, but he's not holding a grudge for that.
Of course,
from the murderer who killed his family.
Trying to bone her, of course not.
Why does he need to bone her? He's boning his sister, his cousin.
He's got his cousin. He's got Niu and Lucy, because 2 different personalities, 2 different ladies. And he's got the 6-year-old. Homeless girl.
I don't think that... To be fair...
it'll happen.
To be fair to the show...
Have you seen this anime? It'll happen.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It might take a dark turn that way, but my god. To be fair, though, at one point they did say that, the cousins were the parents and those are the kids. So.
I hope someone that watches this on YouTube has read the manga and then can tell me in the comments if he f***s her at some point or, touches her or whatever. The 6-year-old.
Yeah, I know.
That's a weird sentence to be taken out of context.
Right.
But y'all know what I meant. Want to know if I was correct in my premonition.
I don't see it going that way because he's supposed to be the one good thing in this anime, essentially.
But yes, but I can see some sort of weird situation happening.
Oh, yeah, where it develops, she has feelings for him, or something stupid like that.
Alright, I'm done. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's bad, don't watch it. Should have said that in the beginning.
Yeah, no,
it's a 1.
Yeah, it's an easy one. I honestly think this might be the worst anime I've ever seen. And I know that's harsh, and it's a hard
It's up there with Koikaze.
Yeah, it is. It is disgusting, and
At least in Quick Cousin, I don't think we saw any children naked.
No, not at all. And at least that one had a story to it. It was a gross story, but at least it was...
We agreed it was well written.
Yeah. So...
This is that, but not as well written. I don't know if that's to its benefit or not. Because I don't know if I think a well-written story of a pedophile incestuous relationship is better than a non-well-written story of a pedophile incestuous relationship. You know what I mean?
I got you, but here's the thing. At least there's praise to be given. There's something that was well done, regardless of how disgusting it was. There's a merit to it in some small aspect, where there's just no merit to this.
They're both negative, too.
I mean, yeah, they're both pretty bad. Oh my god. Yeah, the one last thing I wanted to say about the show is, this is the only show, anime, that I've ever watched that I got tired after watching each episode, and I did not want to go back and watch and finish. Like, when you told me that you're taking an extra week to do this, I had 3 episodes left. Now, when I watched those 3 episodes? Today. Because I did not want to go back and watch this.
This is bad.
Yeah.
I don't know who likes it.
Oh, no.
F*** you. If you like it, don't watch this.
No. Just no.
What? It's at the bottom of whatever else was in E.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
Take our last ranking of E and put this at the bottom.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have even mattered.
Alright. GJ, you wanted the mouse?
4?
I don't know. Pick what you're picking.
Oh, so we're in our pick
category wheel.
Yeah, category things, because we got tired of watching bad anime, and yet still Shawn managed to pick the worst anime we've ever.
We did it. I succeeded.
So we're going into F. But, I mean, come on. There's only one anime, really, that we could really cover in F, and it's that we haven't covered so far, and it's Full Metal Alchemist. Like,
Brotherhood or OG?
OG, because we'll cover Brotherhood the next time, because this came out first, right?
Oh, yeah. Years.
So we'll cover the OG Full Metal Alchemist. Like, the only other F that I can think off the top of my head that we could have done, but we covered it all, was Full Metal Panic.
Well, I would have wanted to watch The Future Diary, but that's apparently in T.
Oh, right.
So, whatever.
I mean, there's like the FLCL or Fully Cooley, I think it's called, was in there. Is another big one, but this is stuff that...
I'm not a big fan of Fully Cooley. I think it's kind of cool, but
And Fruit Baskets is another one, popular one that's in there that we...
Very popular, don't want to watch it.
But this is... Full Metal Alchemist is like... Everybody knows what Full Metal Alchemist is, you know? It's not like subgenres.
It's almost Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, so it's definitely... And we haven't covered it, so that's why we're going into Full Metal Alchemist. Right. And plus we needed a big... palate cleanser after.
Oh, Christ. After losing their mother, Alphonse and Edward Elric attempt to bring her back using the forbidden science of human alchemy. However, alchemy operates on the theory of equivalent exchange. Trade is wrong.
Yeah.
And breaking the human alchemy taboo carries a heavy price. Ed loses his leg, Al loses his body. I'm not reading anymore. I'm happy with that. That's too long.
It's just so everyone knows. Full Metal Alchemist is 51 episodes.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
So, and Shawn refuses to not watch the entire thing.
I'll watch it all.
He wants to watch all of it. So the next 2 weeks are probably going to be movies.
Deal.
So, because it's going to be this is going to at least be a 3-week process.
Well, it'll probably be one movie, then this, and then if we agree to it, we might do the Full Metal Alchemist movie after this, because it takes directly after this. We can't review the movie first.
Fair enough. So, I mean, yeah. I don't know. It depends. We might do 2 Dragon Ball Z movies. We might do a Dragon Ball Z, this. We haven't decided yet because we kind of just threw this together.
We wing things.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Next episode.
Full Metal Alchemist.
See ya.
Bye.